So I don't have the capacity to do long retreats or anything like that. I'm just doing a casual survey of things. My guru was explicit that he hadn't empowered me for that because I didn't have the circumstances for it. You need, for that, you really do need the uninterruptedness. He had done enough experiments in his life, and he didn't feel like that was the stuff that he wanted to be experimenting with, what people would become. And if he had been able to be here, maybe he would have thought about it. But since he wasn't going to be here directly, if you're going to be doing things in a new circumstance, you should be supervised for that. So, I'm getting into this state of mind in which I'm kind of going into a torpor, and where I just, half hibernating. And, my body is telling me that it's hibernation season, even though that because of the light outside, I think, and that even though the heat is saying that I should be up and active and stuff. I don't know. I was starting to have some lower back pain, and that's sometimes caused by the man across the street burning plastic. So, I don't know if that is what is going on, if I've been exposed to something. I don't, when I get up and start talking to people, but I'm becoming dependent on others and other stimulation instead of my own self imagination, keeping myself motivated and things like that. So that could be over medication. Because I don't want to be running around talking to myself and being really disturbing to other people, but I also want to be able to motivate myself and to be able to do things that I need to be able to do, to have access to my own imagination. So I'm sitting in here drinking tea, making sure that I remember to dedicate the first portion to my guru and the lineage lamas and the his yidam. I do it for him and dakinis and stuff because and the dharmapalas. I was listening to a book, an audio book on Vajra Kalaya, which was really good, and it talked about his origin and how Kalaya was what subjugated the Dharmapalas. And I just wonder if Kalaya was just a bunch of children running around, running amok. But my guru didn't want me to read a bunch of Padmasambhava. It was all basically the same. I read several different things, and but he's an emanation of Amitabha, and out there for people that everybody has their different level of maturity. Everybody has their different level of need. I think people who look like me and my guru, who was redhead, are like ahead in maturity, like the brown people who the Buddha came to talk to. When I say brown hair, brown eyes, all that sort of stuff, and then said this isn't for the people with lighter colored hair, lighter colored eyes, but that they could be protectors of the Dharma. That was always a struggle for me, so letting go of that. But I guess it's a struggle for other people too. Like, why is there that difference? What do we do about that? What do people say about the different things? But then you also think about a lot of the Tibetan Buddhist schools were gathering a lot of charity. They were very popular. It was a very popular thing for the CIA to do. and they spent that charity on opulence. And how is that possible? How is that? I think that when my guru was telling me that when monks owe debts, they do have to pay them, especially when it's individuals and groups. And that I was reading that the king can't punish them, they can't send them to collections, but they will eventually die. And before they can go back on the path, or at some point of ripening, they will have to pay that um, price. And so I just felt a cramp go across here on this side of my body. I don't know what that's about. Heard a of a car. I don't know if I got sprayed with something. Who knows what's out there right now? Um, but as they each pay off their debts, they'll have to, when they return, something else might be there. But this is I tell people this is a cycle that Buddhism goes through a lot. That they'll gather a bunch of resources, build a lot of big things, and then disappear, and nobody knows who it was who did that.